Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Carlos and we're Emelet Sauce, and welcome to our new What if Deku had the Venom symbiote? What if instead of Deku meeting All Might and getting One for All, what if he instead met Venom and had the power of the symbiote? How will this change of events alter the story of My Hero Academia? Now, come with me as we ponder the question, what if... Yeah, no, I'm not saying that. But Happy New Year, everyone. Hope all of you are doing well and have your new resolutions ready. Ours is to try to upload more, and I can't stress that enough how we are going to try. Because we wouldn't be surprised if this is the only video we upload this year. I really hope that census ages poorly. Also, before we start, I just wanted y'all to know that we have community posts where y'all can ask us questions for a future Q&A video we plan to do. Now, that future may be light years ahead, but it's there nonetheless. Alright, now let's get on to the what if. A week before the main story of My Hero Academia begins, a small black goopy rock hits into the atmosphere of Earth and lands in a forest in Japan, and Venom starts to roam around to see a little puppy, as Venom tries to bond with the puppy. As the puppy heads back to its home, Venom will try to bond with each member in the household, but ends up not finding a suitable host, as Venom leaves while being in an old man's body. Deku is with his mother, as Inko asks Midoriya to go take out the trash. Deku will take out the trash and head downstairs to throw away the garbage, as he sees an old man falling over near the dumpster, as Deku quickly heads to the elder man to give him a hand, but he realizes that he has passed out. Deku panics, as he doesn't know what to do. When Deku looks away, Venom then begins to bond with Deku, as Deku doesn't notice Venom. The elder man begins to wake up, as Midoriya is startled, and the old man begins to walk away. Deku tries to ask the man if he needs help, but the elder man never responds, which freaks Midoriya out a bit, but he throws away the trash and heads back to his home. Deku goes back into his house as Inko tells Deku that dinner is ready, and suddenly, Deku feels like he's starving as he rushes over and begins to eat everything. Inko is caught off guard. Deku is confused on why he suddenly feels this hunger as he completely ate everything on the dinner table and heads into the kitchen, eating whatever he can. Inko is kinda concerned as then Deku rushes to the bathroom, throwing up the food he ate. Inko tries to go to Deku, but then Deku kicks the door closed, which in reality, Venom did that. Midoriya will then look at himself in the mirror, being confused on what just happened. Then his eyes will transform as he hears another voice saying Izuku. Then Izuku will be startled as he falls back hitting his head, which would knock him out. A couple hours would pass as Izuku would wake up as he sees a text he got from his mom saying she went grocery shopping. Izuku would question what happened last night as he thought of it only to be a dream, but then he would hear a similar voice as Venom speaks to Izuku, saying that everything that happened was real. Izuku thinks that he's hearing things and not thinking straight as he goes to the bathroom and watches his face until he looks up and sees Venom staring back at him. Izuku still gets scared at the sight of Venom, but then asks if this is real as Venom responds, saying that it is and shows his power to Izuku. Izuku gets startled by this as tentacles grow out of his body. He then rushes to his computer to search up any answers on what's happening to him. He finds that this might be a parasite taking over his body as he goes to find his phone ready to call his mom to tell her that a parasite is in his body. But upon saying that Venom is a parasite, Venom gets offended and uses his tentacles to slam Izuku onto the roof. Izuku is confused and scared, but then he hears his front door open as his mom arrives home. Izuku freaks out as he can't let her see him like this and begs Venom to let him down, but Venom says not until he apologizes. Izuku says fine as he repeatedly says that he's sorry, hoping that Venom will let him down before his mom sees him. And then Venom lays Izuku down as he face plants onto the floor. Izuku's mom enters the room as she asks what was that noise. Izuku explains that he was just exercising. Izuku's mom also asks why he was acting weird yesterday and if everything is alright. Izuku states that everything is fine as he was just a bit tired, but he got some rest and feels good today. Izuku's mom says alright as she begins to prepare lunch. Izuku goes to his mom and tells her that he is going out for a run as his mom says alright. Izuku walks to the park to talk with Venom in private. Izuku asks Venom what he even is, and Venom properly introduces himself, as he explains that he is a symbiote. Izuku asks Venom what he even is, and Venom properly introduces himself, as he explains that he is a symbiote. Izuku asks why Venom is with him, and Venom explains that when he arrived, he needed to bond with a proper host, but Venom couldn't find a suitable one, as he went around Japan looking for the right host to bond with. None of them were a good enough match until he bonded with Izuku. Izuku says alright as he begins to walk home, but still thinks that this situation is weird. Izuku asks Venom if he'll kill him, and Venom is confused on why he would ever do that, as Izuku explains that he thought he was gonna die because a monster was taking over his body. Venom states that he is not a monster, and would never kill Izuku, as he states that he is too good of a match to get rid of. Izuku says alright with a bit of relief on his chest. As they're walking home, they see a hero saving people, and Venom says, "So that's what you want to be, huh?" Izuku asks how Venom knows that, as Venom explains that since they bonded, he knows everything about Izuku. Izuku then talks about how he is quirkless, and that there aren't any heroes who are also quirkless. But then Venom states that he is something of a quirk himself. Venom explains that he can help Izuku with his dream, as is excited Izuku, as Venom says that they will have a deal that he will stay bonded with him, and he will help Izuku become a pro hero. Izuku accepts the deal, as Venom states that together they will be the strongest hero on the planet. The main story of My Hero Academia has begun, as Midoriya runs as he sees Kamui Woods in action, as a big villain is causing havoc around the city. Venom will speak to Midoriya, saying that they can jump into action right now, but Midoriya stops Venom, saying that it will be breaking the law. Midoriya would explain that they will have to go through some processes before they can become a pro hero, as people around Midoriya look at him weirdly, as Midoriya looks like he's talking to himself. Mount Lady will step in to handle the villain, as Midoriya would write down his notes. Venom would laugh, as he says that it's pointless for Midoriya to take notes down, as Venom could just beat all of them easily. Midoriya could say that Venom could have a weakness, as Venom would then say that he is weak to two things, which will be fire and loud sounds. Midoriya would write that down, and begin to think about how they can work on covering Venom's weaknesses. While Midoriya heads to school, Venom starts to complain that he is hungry, and Midoriya asks if he eats anything specifically, as Venom then transforms as he begins to find the closest human and picks him up, trying to eat him, but Midoriya shouts saying that he cannot eat a live human being. Venom asks why not, as Midoriya stutters, saying that it's wrong of him to do that. They will go back and forth with this bantering, until Venom gives in. Meanwhile, this person is completely terrified, not knowing what's happening, as Venom will put the person down and pat his head, saying he's sorry, and then leaps out leaving. Throughout the school day, Midoriya will try to focus on school, but it will be hard when Venom tries to talk, and there's a few incidents where Midoriya speaks to Venom out loud during class, which his classmates would laugh at him. The teacher would then mention how everyone wants to be a pro hero, as he mentions Bakugo trying to go to UA, and also Midoriya, which then everyone will make fun of him for trying to go to UA, since they still think he doesn't have a quirk. Midoriya will try to defend himself, knowing he has Venom currently. Then Bakugo will blow up Midoriya's desk, as Midoriya would get scared. Venom would ask why he doesn't fight back, but Midoriya would say he is too scared to do so. Then Venom says that they should eat him, as Midoriya says loudly that they can't eat Bakugo, which angers Bakugo more as he tries to hit Midoriya again. But Venom takes action as he moves Midoriya's body and throws Bakugo back, which completely shocks Midoriya and everyone in the class. Then the teacher tells everyone to calm down as they continue with their class. Midoriya is shaking, being afraid that they just attacked Bakugo, but Venom tries to say that he should stop being a scaredy cat, and also stating that they are the strongest. The class would end as Midoriya tries to quickly pack away, but Bakugo will stop him as he tries to blow up his books, but Venom would slam Bakugo away as Venom would take over Midoriya and threatening Bakugo as Midoriya and Venom leaves, while Bakugo is standing there stunned. Midoriya, while walking back home, will be yelling at Venom on why he did that, as Venom says that he cannot just stand there and let some loudmouth blondie bully him. While they were arguing, the slime villain would try to attack Midoriya as usual, but things would go out completely different. The slime villain would try to take over Midoriya's body, but then Venom will come out saying that his body is already occupied and eat the slime villain, saying that he tasted like shit. Oh look, it's All Might. Cool. Midoriya would then see All Might, as he would begin to act like a huge fanboy. All Might would ask if he saw a slime monster, as Midoriya liked saying no in a very awkward way. Midoriya would ask All Might for a signature, as All Might would sign his notebook. Meanwhile, Venom would state that this guy doesn't seem very strong at all, which Midoriya would question Venom, as Midoriya wouldn't notice that All Might had already left. Midoriya will be bummed out that he didn't get to ask All Might his question, but then he talks to Venom, asking him what he meant that All Might didn't seem strong, as Venom explained that it felt that All Might had something holding him back. They will walk back, as Midoriya is so happy with the All Might signature, but then he realized that Venom ate the slime monster, as he begins to barf all over the place, as Venom would quietly apologize for that on the side. Now for the next 10 months, Midoriya and Venom will build a stronger connection, and secretly from time to time test out Venom's power, and try to find a way to feed Venom without using live people. And the substitution was chocolate. Midoriya would also be studying and planning out how they would deal with Venom's weaknesses. 10 months would pass, and it would be the day of the entrance exam, as Midoriya would still be nervous, as Midoriya would trip, but Venom catches him, as he hears the girl's voice. Midoriya would look over to see a girl, with her hands out, saying that she was gonna catch him, but she pointed out the ground, saying that his quirk helped him out already. She wishes him good luck for the exam, as Midoriya would stutter, then Venom would say that Midoriya has no hope with talking to girls. When President Mike explains about the test, and Midoriya starts talking too much, Venom would tell him to shut up, as he doesn't embarrass himself. Lita would introduce himself, telling President Mike about the mistake, and turns to Midoriya, asking him to quiet down, and who is he even talking to, which Midoriya would then cover his mouth, being all embarrassed. Venom in his head would say we should eat that Four Eyes nerd, and Deku obviously disagrees with that idea. So the entrance exam would begin, as Midoriya would see the same girl from earlier, as Venom says you should try to talk to her, but then Midoriya is blocked by Lita, saying that he shouldn't try to distract others with his antics, as then the test begins and everyone runs past Midoriya. Venom is a bit irritated by Lita, as he says it's time to show these losers who's a real pro, as Venom would partly cover Midoriya's feet and leap him high into the air, getting ahead of everyone, as they all see him in disbelief. Midoriya is screaming, as he wasn't prepared for all of this, but Venom just takes full control of Midoriya's body, as he destroys many robots with ease, saying that this test is easy. Throughout the entire test, Venom would have a field day with destroying these robots, as Midoriya is just being dragged around. Venom then stops saying that they should get in without a doubt, as they see a huge robot as Venom gets ready to rush at it, but then Midoriya hears a scream, as he sees that it's the girl from earlier, as he goes in to save her. Venom tries to tell Midoriya that they should fight the robot, but Midoriya is able to control his own body, as he gets to the girl and uses Venom to help her from the rubble, and bring her to safety, as he asks if she's okay. The girl tells Midoriya that she is fine, and thanks him for saving her, as the Midoriya is pulled away as Venom covers Midoriya's arms, as he leaps to the head of the robot and starts dismantling it. Everyone around stands still in shock about the power that this kid has. President Mike says that the test is over, and with a loud sound, Venom shrieks a little, as Midoriya begins to fall and scream at Venom to help him, as Venom covers Midoriya's arms and legs as they land safely on the ground. Midoriya falls over holding his hand as it got cut from a piece of the robot, but Venom tells him not to worry, as Venom heals Midoriya's wound. Midoriya would head back with the others, but the rest of the students approach Midoriya, as they're all shocked that he was able to beat the giant robot, and they're amazed at his power. Venom is ecstatic, as he likes to get all the praise that they're getting, while Midoriya nervously says thank you as he begins to walk off. Bakugo then finds out that Midoriya passed his exam, coming out in first place, which pisses him off. Back home, Midoriya is waiting for his letter to UA, and he's scared and nervous, as he is unsure if they'll accept him or not. Venom says not to worry, as he says that they're the best in the exam, and the school will be stupid if they don't let them in. The letter arrives, as Midoriya sets it down on the table and stares at it, as he's worried that they won't get accepted. Venom asks why he isn't opening the letter, as Midoriya responds, saying that he's scared, but Venom takes matters into his own hands, as he says that he'll open the letter himself. Midoriya tries to stop him, saying that he'll rip the letter if he's not careful, but Venom says that at least he's trying to open the letter, because that's what you're supposed to do with a letter, obviously. Midoriya gets the letter away from Venom, saying fine, and he opens the letter himself, only to find that he was accepted into UA. They both watch the hologram projector that was sent to them and see All Might as he congratulates Midoriya for passing the exam. Venom gets hyped as he celebrates with Midoriya. Midoriya smiles to himself as he says that he did it, but Venom responds saying no, we did it. Also, Midori begins to cry, and Venom tells him to stop, and not to be a crybaby. Midori wipes his tears with a huge smile on his face. Time passes. As he's ready to head to UA, he gets ready to leave, and his mom hands him his hero suit. And as soon as he leaves the house, Venom asks if he can see the suit. Midori says sure, as he shows Venom the suit, and Venom says, "Wow, that looks terrible." But Midori doesn't care if Venom doesn't like the suit, as he's happy that he got one from his mom. As they're making their way to UA, Venom keeps saying that he can make the suit better, but Midori isn't interested at all. They arrive at UA, and they're standing in front of an enormous door, as Midori is a bit hesitant in opening it. But then Venom takes control for a brief moment and opens the door. Midori ends up seeing the two people he wants to see the least, Lita and Bakugo. Ida goes up to Midoriya, as usual, and introduces himself, as Venom says if he can eat him, as Midoriya shouts that he cannot, which confuses Lita. Venom would say that he smells someone familiar, as he tells Midoriya that it's the girl that he can't talk to, as Midoriya nervously turns around to see Uraraka. Uraraka introduces herself, and Midoriya tries to respond, but it's too embarrassing that Venom is reconsidering having Midoriya as a host. Aizawa arrives in his sleeping bag, as they all turn around, and Venom reacts, saying what the hell is that? Aizawa introduces himself and hands them the training uniforms over to the students as they all begin to head outside, as Venom says to Midoriya, "It's time to show off, big time." Well everyone, that's the end of this part of the My Hero Academia What If / Venom What If crossover, I guess. But yeah, that's the end of part 1. We hope you enjoyed, and we are going to try to at least put out a part 2. We can't promise anything, but you know, at least we have a part 1, and that's more than most people could say, so it's fine. But yeah, we just hoped you enjoyed, and I really have nothing else to say. So, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.